It's not uncommon to see helicopters flying over Baghdad, but this helicopter is different.
They would come in and almost land a foot off the ground and then taxi through big HESCO barriers around other helicopters to park the aircraft. And it was incredibly impressive.
It's being flown by an Iraqi pilot in training to take over the Air Force.
Watching them, you don't know if the pilots were American or Iraqi by the way they were flying. My name is Bill Thomas. I'm a freelance video journalist. I was in Iraq for 2 months last summer, basically reporting on the status of Iraqi forces, U.S. forces, as one comes up and the other comes down, and the Iraqi Air Force, which I didn't even know existed anymore.
Thomas decided to go on a training flight to check out the capabilities of the Iraqi Air Force and its pilots.
When I finally got to fly with them, there was an Iraqi pilot and an American co-pilot who was more there on the advisory role. This pilot has been flying for a number of years, the Iraqi one. It was great seeing the interaction between the American pilot and the Iraqi. You'd never know it was pilots of two vastly different countries who used to be at war with one another.
But Thomas saw remnants of Iraq's not-so-distant past and its once powerful military as he flew over a boneyard in the northern part of Camp Taji.
In Saddam's era, it was one of the largest military bases. And after the Iran-Iraq War, hundreds and hundreds of vehicles, equipment, etc., had been positioned there. You had tanks, you had armored troop carriers, you had missile launchers, you had radar trucks, artillery pieces. It's pretty ominous to see that much military equipment rusting and covered in dust and graffiti.
In the early 1990s, Iraq had one of the largest air forces in the Middle East. But the Persian Gulf War and the invasion of Iraq in 2003 decimated its air power. Now, Iraq is starting to rebuild its force from the ground up. They currently have around 130 aircraft, including American Bell Hueys, Cessnas, C-130s, and Soviet helicopters.
Their Air Force couldn't stop a foreign invader, no. I think their main goal with their Air Force is basic transportation of men and equipment and supplies.
According to the Pentagon, Iraq plans to acquire more than 500 military aircraft from the United States and France by 2015. At that point, they will have airstrike capacity, but experts say they still have a ways to go before the Iraqi Air Force can stand on its own.
In order to have a credible Air Force, you've got not only the equipment, but the training and the logistics. You've got to have all the infrastructure which supports the equipment and actually produce a fighting machine. So we are some ways yet, but we are well on the way. We have our formations in place, a lot of training has taken place, a lot of basic equipment has been put in place, but we still need a few more years in order to arrive at the point where Iraq can defend itself from any credible threat from outside its border.